and welcome back to another video. It's the weekend today, so today's just going to be a pretty chill vlog. We're going to take you guys around to a little bit of, I guess, the day in our life. You want to call it that? A little updated one. Winston's currently in the shower listening to his podcast. He takes absolutely ages in the shower, if you guys don't know by now.
Sitting on toilet.
But yeah, we're gonna probably just have breakfast and chill together. But I need to tidy the room or just kind of freshen it up. That's one thing that has really helped me in motherhood, is just kind of using little pockets of time to clean rather than kind of saving it towards the end of the week. So I'm going to try and do that now. Malika has just gotten up from a nap, so I think she will give me 5 minutes to freshen up the room, and then we'll take it from there. You want to say hey to the vlog? You want to say hey to the vlog? She's like, who's this? She has the hiccups as well. But anyway, let's try and tidy for 5 minutes. I think Malika will give me that. Just kind of refolded her clean clothes because you know what it's like when you have a crying baby and you just want to change them quick, because I have a load of laundry that is gonna go in soon. So I just keep all of her onesies, all her sleepers in here. I keep muslin cloths and bibs in here, and then her vests, I just keep short sleeve ones, long sleeve ones here. And then I'm gonna top up her little nappy tray. Nappies all restocked. I'll show you where I keep them actually. Okay, so we're at a pretty good spot. I'm going to show you guys how I change our nappy bin as well. We have it's called a core belt, and it's really cool because you don't have to change the bin liners each time. I'll show you real quick. Yeah, so basically it looks like this. Well, it looks like this when it's shut, and then you just open it up, you pull from here, and then it's got a cutter thing right here. You just cut it, fold that up, chuck that in the bin, and then this just ties like that. And then you shut it. So highly recommend. I wasn't, if you remember our registry video, I wasn't very pro nappy bin, but I'm really glad that I was on our registry, because it really keeps the smell in, and yeah, like you don't have to constantly change the bin bags, you just tie it underneath. So super easy. I'm gonna take this bin out now because Winston is back, otherwise it is gonna start smelling up the room.
Say yes.
Are you waking up?
Say I'm ready to eat.
Are you hungry? You waking up?
Say hello, YouTube.
Say hey, see fam.
We just thought it'd be good to kind of bring you guys in on our weekly planning.
Yeah.
So this is something that, to be honest, we haven't really been doing as much this year, this first couple of months, obviously, because
Getting back into the swing of things.
had a baby and all that stuff.
Yeah, she's currently napping.
Yes, she's on the floor happily napping, and yeah, I guess what I can do, because I'd say it's quite a thorough process that we go through every week.
Yeah.
But I guess overall our aim is to, by the end of our planning session, which we do on a Sunday, typically takes about half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, we just want to get to a place where we know what are the important commitments that we have.
Key priorities.
Yeah, and calendarize those. And also just knowing, like you said, our main priority for the week, so that if only one or two things gets done, we make sure that we're focusing our time and our energy on the right things.
And I think especially with the baby, that's become way more important for us to have, like, know what our one thing for that week is, because like your schedule can be completely like thrown off, like with a newborn.
Anything can happen, right? Like we had to go for a checkup unexpectedly the other day.
Yeah.
And so if you had commitments on that day, then things might get thrown off a little bit. So it's good to have that, just knowing what to come back to when you do get back to your priorities. So anyway, so I guess in terms of just giving you like a quick overview, and maybe I'll display our little structure on the screen. I guess some of the main sections are, so we start off with a bit of a reflection. So this is where we review last week's priorities, what got done, what didn't, and what can be learned from that. And then from there we kind of move into our vision. So our vision is something, and I'm sure many of you guys will be aware of like what a vision is, or you have like your vision board and things like that. So we do something similar.
Yeah.
And this is just an opportunity for us to check back in with our vision, because it can sometimes become that thing that you write on January the 1st and then you don't look at it again.
Yeah, it's that thing of like looking at starting with the end in mind basically, or continuing with the end in mind. And that's what I found like with goals is, I think having goals is one thing, but reviewing them and reviewing your vision is the thing that's really going to keep you aligned.
Yeah.
And it may be that, okay, cool, you set your vision in January and you want to change it, that's cool, but it's really important just to keep looking at it and either keep redirecting your focus towards it or reevaluate and say, hey, actually that doesn't feel aligned anymore, and then change it accordingly. Otherwise you finish the year pretty disappointed about what you didn't achieve.
Yeah. And then the other bits which I can probably like summarize together is it's mostly around the calendar. So looking at a calendar, looking at what commitments that we have already pre-existing this week, and then also checking, you know, what are the new things that need to go into the calendar.
Yeah.
Creating our to-do list. Our to-do lists tend to be very, very short. So it's sort of one priority for each day, and then maybe a couple of other necessary things around that.
Yeah, bits and bobs.
Yeah. And then last but not least is something called the taco method, which is where we kind of think about the things that we want to, maybe at some point I'll do like a whole separate session on taco. But thinking about some of the things that we want to terminate, automate, consolidate, and outsource. And so it's just, again, that calendar review, that task review, and looking at what we want to keep and what we want to move forward or move out.
Yeah, and taco is basically, also, if you want more of this kind of like planning stuff in detail, we do have something really cool coming just for people who want a bit more like juicy bit more of the juice, like a bit more of like this style of content. So keep a lookout for that if you're part of the YouTube family. But yeah, the taco method is basically a really cool way to actually look at your to-do list and ask yourself critically, does this need to be on here, or can I actually just get rid of it because it's not that useful, or can I outsource it to someone else, whatever it is, and kind of giving you back your time, which again, especially important for us with a newborn, because these moments are so precious. So if there's anything that we can take off of our plate, then we'll do it, and then that wins us back time for us to connect, and for us to obviously focus on nurturing Malika.
And that's something, you know, that we've kind of done. I guess a good example is with YouTube and with the editing of our videos. So that's something that we started off doing ourselves. So you used to edit the videos.
Yeah.
But then using TACO, so the O stands for outsource, we're able to get to a place where actually it made sense that we were now ready to outsource the editing and give ourselves that time back, either for family time or, you know, just to focus on other things.
Yeah.
So that's
or to even like double down on the element that we're good at. So because we managed to hire an editor, shout out to Jamal, who is way better at editing than I am.
He's sick.
It means that we're now able to record 2 videos. Like one, we wouldn't have the time to record 2 videos if I was still editing, and I wouldn't have the time to edit for 2 videos. So yeah, never be afraid to like invest in outsourcing something to someone who's more proficient at it than you, because I'd say that's a big part of our growth as well, like on YouTube, was like knowing when to outsource and knowing when to kind of like bring in different people to make stuff happen. Yeah,
because that's one of the questions we get asked, I think, is, you know, how do you guys manage YouTube alongside everything else that you do? Because you have your coaching, I've got my speaking as well. Now we have a baby on top of that. So I think these are some of the, I guess, the secrets of how we're able to get a lot more done in the same amount of time. So yeah, that's pretty much the structure. And, you know, you guys let us know if you know, you're interested in this style of content, you know, performance hacks, productivity hacks, that kind of thing. Then there's a lot more where that came from. And I think now we'll just dive into planning. Are we planning our month today?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a look over our month and just like, because again, like I think with planning, it's always really important, like not just creating a to-do list for the day, but looking at what do I want to achieve for the week. Not just looking at what do I want to achieve for the week, but looking at what do I want to get done this month. Not just looking at what do I want to get done this month, but this quarter, and so on. Otherwise, you end up with just random nice things that you're doing, but it ends up being busy work because it doesn't work itself towards a bigger goal. So yeah, I think we're just going to look over our monthly priorities, and then from there, just do a quick plan of the week. Another tip is if you're married, planning together, or even if you're in a relationship, but planning together can be really useful, because for us, a lot of the work that we do together is together with YouTube, and obviously bits with looking after Malika, but it could be that Winston has a talk or I have an appointment, but if I know what his priorities are and I know that his calendar is up to date and his to-do lists are up to date, I can then think about, okay, cool, how can I support you? Like if I know you've got a talk that morning, it might be, okay, cool, let me make sure I've got breakfast sorted. Or if you know that I have an appointment going on that day, it might be that you take care of getting, you know, Malika ready and settled so that we can go. So I think it just keeps you looped in, it keeps you guys aligned, rather than when someone's got this big, like I think especially like if you're working outside of home, someone might have a massive meeting and that's playing on their mind, and you're like, oh my gosh, why is my like husband like, you know, a little bit stressed or whatever it is. But if you know ahead of time, you can do things to support that person, and because
that can become a point of tension in relationships and in marriage as well, just because you haven't given yourselves these opportunities to sync up with each other.
Exactly. Syncing up is the word for it.
And so that's what this is us like syncing up with each other, so that during the week hopefully there's less landmines and less surprises.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So let us dive into it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
so that is our week planned. Feeling good. It always feels nice when you've just had even like just a little bit of time to kind of map out what you're doing for the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up this vlog here. What's our plan for the rest of the evening?
Dinner, hang out.
We wanted to actually film another YouTube video, so we'll see if we get round to that. See where our energy's at, but food is on the agenda. But yeah, thanks for coming along with us, and we'll see you guys in another video. Bye, Sifa.